Chita Ricciardo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Black Blaze Gaming. We are not streaming again because, yet again, the internet is garbage and weirdly consistent.
Top ganache, am I right, folks?
How many Sundays now have I not been able to stream? It's two,
Has
I
it
think.
always been Sunday?
No, the first time it was a Friday.
But then it was the Sunday right after that, though.
Over a week after that, yeah. And then it was the Tuesday after that or something like that. Maybe?
You should keep a record of what days it's not working and see if there's like an actual pattern to it.
Yeah, well, because I can look back on my my Twitch like history and see what days I have are missing, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, very consistent numbers and very consistent days, fairly consistent days. And I'm just like, I'm curious, if we're being throttled for some reason. It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
I get that I do eat up a bit of bandwidth, but if they had actually finished their projects of, improving the infrastructure out here, maybe it wouldn't be such a problem.
Yeah.
But of course, you have the problem of this being a very large landmass. It's difficult to wire efficiently.
Fair, but you think they would have figured it out by now? How to do it. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, they need to get some of that ceramic out of the mesa on Skinwalker Ranch and reverse engineer the superconductor properties.
Exactly.
Although,
my God,
that does depend if it does work as a superconductor at room temperature, which I don't think it does.
Mm-hmm.
We've yet to discover a material that is capable of that.
I guess you might find out on Skinwalker if there's more information about it, right?
Yep. We got like 3 episodes still left to see this season, so.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the longest season they've ever done.
How many episodes in total was it?
16, I think.
Nice.
Okay.
Also, I thought I would dress up for the season.
With the elf costume, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted that image earlier today on Twitter, discussing how I feel like creating art is kind of like dealing with mental health struggles, because in both cases, people tell you they support you until they actually see it.
Yep.
And I mentioned that because I had posted my art in a channel that's really, progressive that I'm in, that are, I've got one really close, like somewhat close friend. We used to be really close. I've got one fairly close friend in there, and everyone's all these progressive people that we support each other. It's kind of like a hip pot smoking hippie drum circle type beat in there.
Well, like a Discord group, or
yeah, it's a Discord server. And I posted one of my art pieces in there and asked people what they thought of it, and all I've gotten in more than 24 hours at this point is a heart react.
Really?
Just one, too, from the one person that I was close with in there.
Was this your one, trans friend from DSO? Gotcha. Yeah.
No.
That is really annoying.
Well, and it's not uncommon, too, because, it just made me think back to, some of the other shit. I don't want to really get into it at this moment, but there was some other shit that's happened with that a lot throughout my time of sharing my art and being brushed aside and not really commented on. The thing is, it's really hard. I find it really hard to improve as an artist because of the lack of any level of feedback that I get. I don't get positive feedback. I don't get negative feedback. I don't get any feedback generally on my art.
Which is bad. Like, how are you supposed to improve?
Yeah. Because like I was expecting to not get a lot of negative feedback because generally speaking, people are scared to criticize art because, you know, artists have gotten so sensitive.
With the artist.
What's that?
At least when it's face to face with the artist.
Yeah. And that's annoying because like I used to be really bad at taking criticism. So I understand why people feel, you know, sort of worried about that stuff. But at the same time, like that's not an everyone else problem. That's a me problem. I got to get better at that. And I have.
Yeah.
I just want to be the best artist that I can be and
yeah,
constantly be improving, which I am improving, but you know, it's never, you know,
it's a never ending
as much as I want. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've definitely seen that improvement from like, you know, when you made like your cyberpunk character in Blender to like making Scarlet Graves to the stuff now. Like, there's definitely been improvement.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen you come a very long way.
I get better with time.
Yeah, of course.
But it's also like always trying to be improving every aspect of it because I do have all of it myself. And it's like the content creator I follow sometimes, it's called Endymion, was talking on Twitter today about how
I know that name.
He's one of those like anti-woke type or anti-DEI type YouTubers. I think he goes a little bit too hard in the paint a lot, but I also do agree with a lot of his points. You know, I think he overreacts to certain things. Could be just the content grind, but I feel like there's sometimes where he's just like, "Oh, it's got a girl, it's bad,"
which is goofy.
But he does seem open to having his mind changed generally with like ways to play a game until waits until he plays a game to fully give a proper criticism of it. But yeah, he was talking on Twitter today about how somebody claimed one of his recent videos in multiple spots for using a trailer they posted publicly for the game, and it's like, yeah, he's doing commentary. He's doing the video doesn't really have anything to do with the trailer. He's just using footage to make the video what it is, like, and show like, you know, parts of the game that he's discussing in the video. And he's like, yeah, it's just been such a minefield to navigate making content lately because the system is so fucked. I mean, there's always claims against you. You can't fucking post anything without being censored or shut down. And there's thousands of videos on YouTube that contain footage from that trailer, but most of them aren't being claimed either. It's just his because and it seems like it's because he's the one he's criticizing them and not, you know, just bootlicking.
Yeah, which that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Well,
and I said, yeah,
is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
And I said that, you know, that's why it's been rough for me too, and that's why I've been pushing myself to make as much of the assets used in my content made entirely by me as possible. And I credit people when I use work from them, and if it's not my own, right? But generally speaking, I try to make it all of my own content because it's just like everything's getting claimed. I can't post anything. There's these faceless conglomerates that represent a bunch of other creators, and they'll claim things on their behalf. They don't give a shit how transformative it is. It's
like that. There was like a song that was claimed not by the actual artist, but by like a fucking person who did a cover of the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yep.
Which, like, that's not legal. You can't fucking do that.
No, you can, because the legality doesn't come into it. It's not a civil case of any kind. I mean, you could maybe make it into a civil case, but the thing is that it's just YouTube. YouTube's policies are what they are, and people can abuse the shit out of the copyright system. It's very heavily weighted in favor of big companies and just claimants and not defendants, right? Not creators, but people who claim to be creators, even if they're not. Because I saw something from Smash JT the other day too, saying that he wants them to repeal Section 230 of some act passed in the 90s that basically waives liability from websites from being considered like publishers, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know if he's just misreading what Section 230 actually means, but it's quite clear if you just read the legislature. There's a key card on the side bench down here on the main floor. It's pretty clear if you read the actual legislature that basically what it means is that people who, like, if you host a website or you run a website that has user generated content, like a social media platform like Facebook or a content platform like YouTube, you cannot be considered the publisher of the user generated content legally. So there's no legal backlash that you can be faced with for something someone else posted on your site. And Smash JT wants that to be repealed, which is ridiculous because that's so stupid. Obviously, we don't want companies to be held responsible for user generated content. But people are saying that, like, that the censorship, that taking that away would increase censorship more than it's already at, and that. Which is probably true. But the real issue is that the power was never in the hands of the government to take down these websites because of user generated content. What's really causing issues is advertisers. Advertisers are holding all of these platforms by the balls and saying, we're going to pull your funding if you don't clean up your platform by our standards, whatever that standard is, their ideology, their it doesn't matter. And so many sites bend the knee because it's expensive to run these sites. I get that, but they bend the knee to advertisers who are trying to censor people. They don't give a shit about the principles of freedom that allow them to have made that site in the first place. They only care about the money.
Yeah.
And that's why I do have some respect for Elon Musk, because Disney tried to do the same thing to him. And he said, fine, pull your advertising. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be bullied by Disney into changing my platform. Fuck you.
Because if it was anybody else, they would probably be ultra praised for that too. But people don't want to give him 1 inch, basically.
Mm-hmm. It's just like Hassan, who just fucking bent his knee to fucking the CCP in order to, be able to stream on Bilibili in China. It's like, bro, they don't give a shit about you.
No, they don't. No. Those communist regimes don't give a fuck about the individual. Like,
you're going to have to ban words like Winnie the Pooh and Tiananmen Square in your chat. Are you really? Yeah. I mean, he's willing to do that, I know, but like, do you really think that's a good look? Because I don't.
No.
Why don't buy Blizzard games anymore? They bent the knee to China, and I don't have anything against Chinese people.
No.
Don't bother me none. What I have a problem with is any government or any organization that or even any person who aims to reduce the ability of freedom of expression from its people.
Yeah.
Or from anyone else. That's nope. Not doing it. Not okay with it.
Well, and it's crazy too when like people are talking about like, oh, there's like a KFC in Yemen. There's a oh, what's the other one? Iran is weirdly trans, and I'm like, no, they are not. And I have a problem with that. They do not want people to be able to express themselves outside of their little box. And
they're
also,
prescribed attributes that are okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to mention just how like completely like chauvinistic and sexist those countries are too. Like on top of everything else. The fact that women were not able to drive, and I don't even know if they still are able to drive or not in Saudi Arabia, and aren't able to go out with without a male person. The number of fucking child brides that are there too, like it's.
But you're racist if you bring that up.
No.
No.
I'm
Denied.
right.
Mm-hmm. You absolutely are, and it's insane to me how many people are willing to, again, bend the knee to just straight up ideologies that aren't that don't like them and don't care about them. Mm-hmm. Like freedom of religion all day, but also separation of church and state. So keep your shit out my shit is what it comes down to.
It's crazy because there's this documentary called Whore's Glory, I believe, and it shows 3 different countries that have prostitution legalized. So the first one, it shows like, you know, a brothel in, I think, Bangkok, and I think the next one is either in, I think it's in India or Indonesia. I think it's in India though, or like Sri Lanka or something. And the third one is in Mexico. And it's wild. There's this barber from the Indian one who he literally said like they should be grateful that these places are open, because if they weren't, like women would be molested in packs by packs of men roaming the streets, which is like, first off, a wild thing to say. Like, that is insane. Mm-hmm. And you also have, like, they show, like, people who have been very clearly, they've been in the industry for a very long time and were clearly probably underage when they were basically recruited. Mm-hmm. And like, there's this really horrible monologue of this one like Indonesian woman. I feel like it was in India, but anyway. But she was basically talking about like, you know, like women have it so hard. Like my life as a woman is really hard. Like, what did I do to deserve this? And it's so fucking depressing having to listen to someone like that talk about her life as being extremely hard because, you know, she has to work at this brothel to be able to make money. And it's just fucking depressing.
Oh, there is.
Oh, whoops! I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that guy. But no, America is the worst place you could be, probably.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's the worst. Well, that's one thing that I think is really funny about socialists too. Socialists and communists, where, you know, they, a lot of the people I've known who consider themselves socialist or communist, they tend to, a lot of them work as like artists, or, you know, they're in some kind of like, almost like a luxury industry, right? Like an industry that wouldn't really exist or do well during like times of famine or war or economic downturn. And I'm just like, you know, if you really were a socialist or communist, if you really believed in that system, why aren't you going and doing like the dirty jobs that no one wants to do? Why aren't you going and working in a factory in jobs that really need people, you know?
Working at a place with like a suicide net up.
Yeah, why aren't you going and working at one of those places where you're directly contributing to society, something that society really does need? Why aren't you a farmer, for example? Why do you have a graphic arts degree? Because I'm sorry, but graphic arts doesn't really have a reason to exist in a communist society. No. As much as I'm a graphic artist, I love what I do. I'm just a digital artist in general, but these things don't have a place in a communist world. They just don't.
No. Well, and it's terrible too, because so this reminds me of the shit with Frogan coming out, where like I was watching earlier, like she's like literally fucking crying about not having enough money, while I don't know if she's from the group that claims to be socialist. I don't know. But it's like she's there wiping her fucking eyes in her studio, crying into a fucking Shure SF7B with custom fucking nails. Like custom like nails that were probably made by a fucking private nail tech. Not at like an actual nail studio, but a nail tech in LA, because I'm pretty sure that's where she lives. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Ooh, we're taking a lot of damage there.
You still there?
You know, which bunch of dollars? And hello?
Sorry, you're cutting out on my end. I'm swallowing my internet.
Okay, maybe, but I mean, how much did I cut out?
You cut out like right after you finished saying how you were taking a bunch of damage.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's like people don't usually know, and I mean, I didn't know until more recently, but like those fucking like giant ass nails that like look like they're custom made, they're made by fucking private nail techs. They literally cost like hundreds of dollars, and they're replaced like every 2 weeks. So she's paying upwards of like over at least $100 every 2 weeks. And also still buying DoorDash probably. And also, you know, not downgrading her fucking setup at all. But she's still weeping and crying for money, but also saying that she's a socialist, even though she's profiting off of the free market, because you would not be able to get, like, the stuff she wants in a pure socialist society. Because that's not how that works.
Yeah, well, a Shure SM7B wouldn't be made by a communist country. Just saying.
No.
Wouldn't be invented.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, you know. And she's like, she's of course crying and being like, I hate streaming. Streaming has been really hard for the past few months. I'm being sued because I'm like, you know.
Because you maliciously infringe copyright.
Yeah.
To try and hurt someone else's livelihood.
Yep.
And I that's the thing too, is that like because I commented on that too. I posted on Twitter about it, about how, you know, imagine how all the smaller streamers than her feel, who are actually good people, you know, and don't get a lot of traction. You know, don't make any money doing what they do, or don't make enough to live on from what they do, even though they're actually really good people and even maybe really good content creators. You know, there's a lot of those out there, and they don't have it. They don't get any leeway. So they start to question themselves, like, am I just bad at this? Should I stop doing this? Whereas Frogan just is like, oh no, I'm being held down by the man. I can't believe that it's been so hard to stream recently because of all the money problems. And it's like, I don't know,
the money problems you are contributing to, like, not even counting the fucking, you know, lawsuit. I mean, but it's like you are still spending frivolous money outside of being sued. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's such a fucking mess. Okay, you want to go grab the door? I'll get the server.
Yes. Also wild, you know, that
Cash Patel didn't show up. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but also wild that she's crying about streaming and everything, but she technically has a job being a moderator. But I guess Hassan, in his ultimate Mao Zedong mind, was like, we're not gonna pay you much for moderating my chat.
That's so in character for him. Damn.
Man, maybe he is Mao Zedong. Shit. Maybe he is in a very Chinese CCP point in his life.
I'm at a very oppressive time in my life.
It's ridiculous. God, he's such a piece of shit.
I do not like him.
Give the workers the means of production. Oh, but the people that I hire to do work that I'm too lazy to do, or I'm not going to pay you equal pay. I'm not going to pay you a decent wage.
Mm-hmm.
Dental, go get that on your own time, idiot.
Yeah, for real. No, all this money is mine. I deserve it more.
Yeah.
Everyone is equal, but I'm more equal.
Yeah, but some are more equal than others. Speaking of, a new Animal Farm trailer apparently came out, which I think Andy Serkis is directing. Fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty cool.
Interesting.
I'm going to have to check it out. I've never read the book, so.
I have. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Was George Orwell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, quite good.
Another certified hood classic.
Right? That guy was a genius. It's like I love how people say that you can't be a fascist if you're Antifa, if you're anti-fascist. That's the whole point. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure the Ministry of Love in George Orwell's 1984 was a really positive thing.
Really into love. It's called a misnomer.
Christ. The Ministry of Peace. Yep. They were all about peace.
Yeah.
Through superior firepower, but peace, sure. Yep. All right. Well, that'll do it for today's raid. Christ. I have a couple videos scheduled, just short reaction moments from the Game Awards. So I'm excited about that, and I got some more projects in the works. So stay tuned for those, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.